Love is God. Live in love. Live in love.
Om Shri Sai Ram and welcome to this fresh episode of OMS, Oh My Sai. What you see in the background is a very significant and sanctified place of Puttaparthi. It is the place which celebrates one of the greatest devotees of Bhagavan. It is the place which reminds us of the greatest emotion on the planet and in its purest form. It is the place where Bhagavan's pet elephant Sai Geetha permanently rests. On so many occasions, when Bhagavan was speaking to the students, Swami would say that if you can only remember and ruminate on the intense love that Sai Geetha had for me, then I will take you closer to me. You don't have to do anything else. Just tell yourself and remember and retell yourself the love that Sai Geetha had for me. What is the kind of love that Sai Geetha had for Bhagavan? What was that intensity? Let me take you back to an incident that happened in the early 90s. As the sun rose in the horizon, Bhagavan emerged and granted morning darshan to all the devotees. And the morning bhajans happened. And at 9:30, when bhajans concluded, Bhagavan retired. And whenever Bhagavan retired, you would find that a powerful silence enveloping the ashram. It is like everyone is now soaking in, everyone is now reliving, trying to assimilate all the blissful moments that they had received few minutes ago. And you can see that in every heart, there is that eagerness. When will I see him again? When will Bhagavan emerge again? But on that day, there was a pleasant surprise. Suddenly at 11:30, there was some movement in front of Bhagavan's residence and everyone was now wondering, where is Bhagavan going to go? Is he visiting the hostel? Is he visiting the hospital? Is he coming to the school? And when Bhagavan comes out for these darshans, people wait for this car darshan on the roads. They line up on either side of the road because this is a darshan which is very special, very rare. If Swami is seeing on that direction and if you're there on that side of the road, that is a moment for eternity. So people filled up on either side of the road all the way till the hostel because you don't know where Swami is going to go. And as Bhagavan's car emerged, people were waiting for that bonus blessing that Swami was conferring on that day. And as Swami's car glided on, Swami moved on and he went outside the Vidyagiri arch and Swami came and stopped right in front of the hostel. All the students had come out, students from the Ishrama High School, students from the hostel in those days. Sai Geetha's shed, Sai Geetha's shelter was right in front of the hostel. Bhagavan came and stood there. But what I did not mention to you is even before all the students came onto the roads, it was Sai Geetha who was there first. So the moment Bhagavan emerged from his residence, Sai Geetha in her shed became restless. She wanted to be freed. She was asking the mahut, she was trumpeting. She wanted to just go and be out of her gates and be on the road, and she was indeed there before all the students came. And that was the practice. When Bhagavan came in the car, Sai Geetha would trumpet, and as Swami's car came near, her trunk would be raised in salutation. She would offer her pranams, and that would be a sight to behold for all the devotees to see that beautiful relationship unfolding between Bhagavan and Sai Geetha. On that day too, when Bhagavan came, Sai Geetha was there, but it was very different. On this day, Sai Geetha did not raise her trunk in salutation. As Bhagavan came and stopped his car, Sai Geetha's trunk was now raised, not in salutation, but it now came and settled on the bonnet of Bhagavan's car. It was as if she was telling Swami, Swami, You cannot go. You are not going. I am not allowing you to go. And Bhagwan looked at Sai Geetha from inside the car, and Swami's car window glass came down. And the moment that happened, Sai Geetha's trunk swiftly slid down the bonnet and went into Bhagwan's car, and she started caressing Swami. She started playing with Swami's hair, and it was such a lovely sight for the gods. You could see that there was some conversation happening, a silent dialogue that was happening between Bhagwan and his beloved. And after some time, they saw that Sai Geetha's trunk came out of the car, and in an instant, receiving an instruction from Bhagwan, the boy who was sitting in the front, he came out and he opened Bhagwan's car. Swami alighted from the car, and when that happened, Sai Geetha's trunk was now at Bhagwan's feet. She was constantly caressing Swami's feet, and you could see that she was now telling whatever she was trying to tell much louder. And the boys who were near Swami, they could hear Swami was speaking to her softly, and Swami was saying, Geetha, Geetha, I have to go, Geetha. I have to go, please, I have to go, Geetha. And here Sai Geetha's trunk, which was at Bhagwan's feet, immediately now went and settled back on the bonnet, saying, Swami, no, Swami, you are not going. You are not going, Swami. And that conversation continued. Swami now patted her cheeks. Swami started explaining to her, I have to go, Geetha. And people around could see a diamond glistening. All her feelings crystallizing in the form of a tear and flowing down her cheeks, flowing down above Bhagwan's palm, which was caressing her. And it was not just one tear, it became a little stream. And Swami looked at Sai Geetha, and then Swami said, Okay, Geetha, I am not going. Still, she did not budge. She did not move even an inch. And Swami kept persuading her. Then Swami said, Okay, will you go back to shed if I am not going? Till now, her ears were flapping vigorously. And the moment Swami said, Okay, I am not going, slowly the flapping became a gentle wave, but it was still not enough assurance for her. And Swami finally said, Geetha, I am going back to the ashram. I am going back to the ashram. Will you then go back to the shed? Only then, the trunk, her trunk, which was on the bonnet of the car, came back to Bhagwan's feet. And now gladly, with joy, with jubilation, she started caressing Bhagwan's feet. She started offering herself. You could see how joyous she was to listen that message from Bhagwan. There was one boy standing holding a handkerchief. Swami asked for that handkerchief, and Swami wiped Sai Geetha's tears. And then, looking at the boys, Swami said, I had planned to go to Vrindavan today. I was going to Vrindavan now. And the moment Swami said this, all the boys were in shock. Swami, you were going to Vrindavan, you were leaving us and going. We had no clue, we had no idea. Swami, you were just slipping away from us. And Swami said, yes, I was going, but she knew None of you had any clue, but she knew. She loves me so much that she can feel me. She loves me so much that she knows how and what I am doing. Swami said, she came here as a little one. I fed her with love. But see what she has done with that love. This is what truly is devotion, expansion of love, growing your love to such an extent that you don't exist. There is nothing like my will and the Lord's will. It is just only one will. Swami said, this is devotion. In fact, Swami took that same kerchief which he had used for Sai Geetha to wipe her tears, and Swami used that kerchief. And looking at the boys, Swami said, if you want to know what is devotion, look at Sai Geetha. Bhagwan very beautifully gives us a definition of devotion, of bhakti. And he says, bhakti is the state where there is no vibhakti. There is no differentiation from the divine. The one who is not vibhakta from God, who is not separate from God, is a bhakta. And when and how can we reach this stage? We can reach this stage only at all times, under all circumstances. Our thoughts, our feelings, our mind, our heart is God-centered, wherein we cannot think of anything without thinking of the divine. And I think Sai Geetha's life was a grand illustration of this. Even though born as an elephant, she rose to the status of being a saint, reminding us of the Gopikas of Vrindavan, reminding us of Hanuman of the Treta Yuga, where Hanuman could take a strand of his hair and show to the world that the hair is chanting Ramanama, reminding us of Jatayu of Ramayana, where Lord Rama himself performed the funeral rites, the last rites of Jatayu. And when Sai Geetha merged at Bhagwan's feet, Bhagwan was there right from morning till evening. I don't think in the history of Sri Sathya Sai Saga, Bhagwan was there at the funeral of any being. He did it only for Sai Geetha, perhaps just to demonstrate to us how dear is such a devotee for him, whose mind, thoughts, and feelings are at all times centered on the divine. Her life, in fact, is not just a Oh My Sai moment. Her life is a Oh My Sai saga. And as we hear her stories, as we relive these stories, as we ruminate on these beautiful, charming tales of Swami and Sai Geetha, let that intensity of love for Bhagwan rise in us, so that in our lives we experience Oh My Sai moments. We experience moments where we feel His presence, His fragrance, His grace at all times, in all circumstances. If our love for the Lord grows to such an extent that we cannot think of anything without thinking of Swami, where every cell of our being constantly pulsates with His name, with His beautiful form, and every second we just want to make it a Oh My Sai moment. We want to make every second a moment where our heart is filled with wetness of His love. Then we lead a life where we don't have to wait for Oh My Sai moments. Our whole existence becomes a glorious Oh My Sai saga. And that was what the life of Sai Geetha was and is. Whenever we go to the Samadhi of Sai Geetha, all these beautiful memories fill your minds, and they tell you that Swami named her Sai Geetha because perhaps he was giving us this Bhagavad Gita to us, that the greatest thing in the world is to love, and love with such an intensity that you don't exist. The lover and the love and the loved one, nothing exists. What exists is only love. And I think that is the message that Sai Gita gives all of us every single day. That should become the Bhagavad Gita for us.
We are recollecting episodes from the life of Sai Gita because this month, in fact, the 22nd of May happens to be the anniversary of this devotee's passing away. A very similar episode happened in the year 1972, but this time Swami was in Vrindavan and Sai Geetha, Swami's elephant devotee, was living in the ashram too. Swami was planning to go to one of the devotees' houses for a couple of days. It was the time of the Akhanda Bhajan, and those days Swami used to spend Akhanda Bhajan in the city of Bangalore, where the devotees used to celebrate this 24-hour Akhanda Bhajan. Swami was preparing to leave when suddenly the elephant devotee started trumpeting. Swami comes out, the devotees were waiting to escort Swami to their house, but Swami realized that Sai Geetha had become very restless. So Swami ever so beautifully walked behind the bungalow and walked towards the shelter of Sai Geetha. And as soon as Sai Geetha saw Swami, she rushed towards Swami, and it seemed like she held Swami in her embrace. And Swami very sweetly looked at her and said, "Sai Geetha, I have to go, let go of me, let go of me." Swami so gently spoke to her in Telugu, "Vidu Geetha, Nenu povali, time avutundi." A very beautiful exchange continued between Swami and Sai Geetha, where Swami was pleading to her to let him go, but she was holding Swami in her embrace. And this exchange happened for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Eventually, Swami patted her and Swami told her, "I'm going to come back soon. You don't have to worry. Just 2 days, I will come back." But by the time this had happened, Swami's robe had got wet. Swami, in fact, sent word for some apples, trying to persuade her by feeding her these apples. But she literally brushed aside all of these things and she held on to Swami. Eventually, Swami managed to extricate himself from her and then turned to these devotees and little children who were watching the scene, and Swami said, "See how one-pointed her devotion is. She wants Swami and Swami alone. She is not even caring for these sweet apples." And eventually, Swami had to go back to his room, change to a different robe because this robe had got wet because of all her drooling. What a beautiful example that Swami held for each one of us. When Swami declared his avatarhood, Swami made a very profound statement. He said, "Kaadu nanpatta mariyetti ghanuni kaina." He said, it is not possible for anyone, however great they may be, to hold me back. Here was a scene which was completely opposite to that. There's a very beautiful episode in the Srimad Bhagavatam where we all know the story of the great devotee Ambarisha. And there is the sage Durvasa who decides to take him to task for some episode that happens. A long story, we will not go into that. But when sage Durvasa tries to harm this devotee Ambarisha, the Lord's Sudarshana Chakra pursues him, says the Bhagavatam. After trying out all other ways to protect himself, he finally rushes to Lord Vishnu himself and says, "Lord, protect me. Your Sudarshana is after me." And it is then that Mahavishnu makes a beautiful statement. He says, "Aham bhakta paradhina yasvatantra iva dvija," which means, Aham bhakta paradhina, I am bound to my devotees. He says, "Asvatantra, I am not free." O Brahmana, O sage Durvasa, understand this nature of mine. On one hand, Swami says, nobody can hold me back. The same Lord says, I am Bhakta Paradina, I am bound to my devotees. And through this devotee, Sai Gita, Swami demonstrated to us how the Lord, who is so immense, who cannot be held back by the greatest and the most eminent of individuals, can be made bound by the pure devotee. And as Swami said, such one-pointed devotion alone can bind him. And that is why even in Swami's Ashtotram, we praise him as Om Shri Sai Bhakta Paradhinaya Namaha, the Lord who can be bound by devotion. This series goes by the name Oh My Sai. And every time we say this, Oh My Sai, it is like holding Swami in an embrace and saying that he is my Sai. But through the life of devotees such as Sai Geetha, Swami has demonstrated to us that that devotee who binds himself or herself to the Lord through surrender also binds the Lord to themselves through that one-pointed devotion. This Lord who is so immense has come into our life. Are we going to say that we will waste this life by seeking all kinds of trivial things? Or can we turn our attention to the Lord and say, Swami, I want to secure you through this life that you have gifted me. And then let us look at Swami and say, Swami, I am yours and you are mine, O my Sai. Jai Sai Ram.